Ito ang hindi alam ng mga Pilipino. At dapat nilang malaman, no? Dahil ginagawa silang mangmang ng mga ito. Walang interes ang mga Amerikanong i-educate tayo sa mundo. Wala. Ang interes lamang ng mga Amerikano ay hulmahin ang ating mga utak para maloko na naman tayo katulad ng ginawa nila kay Aguinaldo. Ano ba pinag-uisip? Pinag-i-input nila sa utak ng mga Pilipino. Nag-aral pa talaga ito. Tapos tayo yung intellectually stupid. Sabi ni Babes Romualdez. Babes Romualdez, hinahamon kita. Magbigay ka ng instance sa international history or international conflict history na yung conflict ay hindi rin nagtapos sa negotiation. Sinabi pa naman sa akin, no? Alam mo, Sas, tama ka naman sa South China Sea arbitration. Wag mo kung anuhin ehidarian, I have your voice message telling me that. Ba't hindi mo masabi sa publiko? You are intellectually dishonest. Value outside this one. The other party will ask you, bakit mo ba gusto yung oil? What do you need? Kasi we need to develop our country. Of course, the other party will ask, why? What do you need for your development? We need subways. We need hospitals. We need this, ganyan, kaya we need more money. But the other party can say, okay, what if this is my offer? Okay, I'm gonna, I want 50% of the share. But I will give you 3 hospitals. I will build your subway. I will build your speed train. Pero hindi, gusto talaga nila patayan, di ba? Utak, NPA. Oh, di ba? That's how a capitalist think. And China are good businessmen. Kaya nga sila yumaman within 40 years na natatameme na yung Amerika, di ba? Because the Chinese are good negotiators, no? Hindi mo talaga sila mababali-bali. Kaya kayo, kung yung mga diplomats natin ay hindi marunong, humanap kayo ng mas magaling sa kanila. Diba? Why do you need to keep on repeating the same mistake of the former diplomats by appointing them again and sila pa rin yung magagawa? And they never resolve it. My God, por Diyos por Santo, the South China Sea conflict is already 50 years from the perspective of the Philippines. The same approach. Until now, nang nabago lang, mayroon tayong arbitration ruling. But that's nothing because the arbitration ruling is just justification for your position. Oh, wala pang kino-quote na Chinese, ha? Because it's not necessary. Okay, so this is a quote from R.P. Anand. No? He's another Indian international legal scholar. Magaling to si R.P. Anand eh. No? His paper is entitled Maritime Practice in Southeast Asia until 1600 AD and the Modern Law of the Sea. Sabi niya, i-quote ko yung, babasahin natin ang buo. While the general practice of freedom of navigation and unobstructed maritime commerce continued to prevail in the Indian Ocean and the East Indies until the beginning of the 15th century. Remember that year, 15th century. When, as we have seen, the Portuguese for the first time tried to destroy it. In Europe, the situation was entirely different. From the 13th century, after a period of wild anarchy, following the fall of the Roman Empire, European countries started to making wide claims over large areas of the oceans. Thus, besides preposterous claims by Spain and Portugal, Venice assumed the sovereignty of the whole of the Adriatic Sea, and Genoa followed her example in the Ligurian Sea. England became mistress of the undefined British seas, and Denmark blocked the Baltic by her closure of the Sound and claimed sovereignty of the northern seas. All these claims gave rise to innumerable dispute about fisheries, trading, and navigation, and these disputes not infrequently led to sanguinary wars. Sounds familiar? Sounds like what's happening right now in our part of the world. Because the truth, the historical truth is, freedom of navigation originated in Asia. It originated in Asia. I know this for a fact because Hugo Grotius, the patron saint of the laws of the sea, he's actually studied in Leiden. Kaya nga isang legal center sa Leiden, Hugo Grotius ang tawag eh. Where I studied. So I know where Hugo Grotius got the idea. Got the idea in Asia. We have freedom of navigation in Asia for millennia. For a long time in our history. What destroyed that freedom of navigation? The Europeans. They destroyed everything. And then, the Europeans implanted in our brains their practices. We divide lands, and we divide the seas. Look what's happening right now in Africa. Diba? Are you following the news in Africa? It's the same forces of history acting in two different regions. Do you remember what the EU Commissioner President said when she came here? For the first time, she said, the situation in Ukraine and South China Sea are the same. Essentially what she said. Hindi ako maluloko ng mga Europeans na ito. 12 years akong tumira sa Europe. Nagtrabaho ko under a Dutch senator na dating ambassador ng Netherlands. Ang professor ko ng Foreign Policy and Diplomacy, a former NATO Secretary General. So alam ko yung mga galawang ito, no? Europe lacks resources. It will die in a few decades if it doesn't address it. We might go back to the Middle Ages, no? Because they don't have resources. They want to get it somewhere else. So this is the context of the history. The traditional order of Asia was destroyed by the Europeans and by the Americans. Because the Americans are essentially Europeans, no? So they came here, they fraternized with the colonizers because they both belong to the civilized nations of the world, as they claimed. And then they wanted to rule this part of our world. The United States and Tariela, Justice Carpio, etc., ambassador, loved mentioning freedom of navigation. Diba? Freedom of navigation here, freedom of navigation there, etc., etc. What do they actually mean? Okay. Ito ang hindi alam ng mga Pilipino. At dapat nilang malaman, no? Dahil ginagawa silang mangmang ng mga ito. Walang interes ang mga Amerikanong i-educate tayo sa mundo. Wala. Ang interes lamang ng mga Amerikano ay hulmahin ang ating mga utak para maloko na naman tayo katulad ng ginawa nila kay Aguinaldo. Freedom of navigation. For the longest time in Asian history, only meant freedom of commercial navigation. Merchant ships. Sinong nagbago nito? Ayan. Who wanted to change this? Of course, the usual suspects, no? The colonizers. The United Kingdom, France, and the United States. And of course, Netherlands, the great naval powers of the Western barbaric civilization. Kailan lang nila ito gustong baguhin? 1950s. Kaya yung sinasabi nila na matagal na merong ganitong freedom of navigation of warships. It's not true. Malaking kalokohan. In fact, sa Corfu Channel case, I believe this is between the United Kingdom and I forgot sino yung isang bansa, but just search for it. The Corfu Channel case, no? The American representative said there, warships threatens. Merchant ships do not. That's why they can freely pass. That's the stand of the American representative in the Corfu Channel case. Warships threatens, merchant ships do not. How many news have you heard that China actually stopped a merchant ship in the South China Sea? Let's stick to facts. Wala. The dispute of China and the United States are about the freedom of navigation of warships, which the people of the third world were against. They were against the freedom of navigation of warships. Ang nag-insist lamang yung mga Europeans at mga Amerikano. That's why, you know, a lot of our Asian neighbors, they require prior authorization and notification for warships to enter their territorial sea. Ayaw yan ng Amerika. Yan lang ayaw ng Amerika. Wala namang pipigil lang merchant ships. Okay. Last 5 minutes na lang daw ako, but I will protest the Okay, so what actually do we want, no? We want diplomacy, like 70% of the Filipinos say na gusto nila. Para lang sa edukasyon, kaalaman ng mga Pilipino, ano bang ibig sabihin ng diplomasya? Ito ay mula sa Oxford Handbook of Modern Diplomacy. Okay? Sabi dito, diplomacy, it is about looking for and finding common ground. About forging agreement and achieving a balance of benefits that will allow each party to go home with at least some degree of satisfaction. Yon. Okay. Ano pa ang sabi? Ano pa ba ang characteristic ng isang magaling na diplomat? Next slide, please. Sabi, diplomacy requires patience and an open mind. A diplomat who shows genuine interest in the history and culture of the country to which she is accredited, who refrains passing peremptory judgments on the behavior of its political leaders and the mores of its people, who listens more than she preaches, will easily win the hearts and the confidence of her interlocutors. That's diplomacy. Kaya ito mga pinaghuhugutan nila ng diplomacy, hindi natin maintindihan kung saan ang galing. Where are they getting this? Now, sabi nila, sasot, gusto mo mag-negotiate. What do you mean by that? Kasi ito ang stand nila, no? Ito ang stand nila. Before ng negotiation, first and foremost, China must acknowledge the jurisdiction of the Permanent Court of Arbitration and respect its July 2016 ruling, recognizing the Philippines' territory. And this is not debatable. An emerging strategy by the Philippine government taps into the power of public opinion. Distinguished maritime and security experts agreed that exposing China's activities within the Philippine territory to the public is a strategic move. Ano ba yung problemang nire-resolve nila dito? Okay. Ano yung problemang nire-resolve nila dito? Okay. Can you go to the next slide? More. Okay, babalik tayo dito, no? Okay. Ay, sorry. Okay. So, syempre, kailangan natin mag-negotiate. Dahil wala namang nangyayari sa international negotiations na hindi na, sa international relations na hindi na uuwi sa negotiations. Ano ba pinag-i-input nila sa utak ng mga Pilipino? Nag-aral pa talaga ito. Tapos tayo yung intellectually stupid? Sabi ni Babes Romualdez, hinahamon kita. Magbigay ka ng instance sa international history or international conflict history na yung conflict ay hindi rin nagtapos sa negotiation. Nakipag-negotiate nga sa Nazi Germany or sa Germany after World War II. Twice. Nakipag-negotiate nga sa Japan. Sinabuyan ka ng tubig, ayaw mo makipag-negotiate? Ano ito? Saan tayo nakakita sa international history, no? Na sinabuyan ng tubig, naghimagsik, at isinulong ang bansa sa gera. Bakit kami yung intellectually stupid ngayon? Okay. So, balik tayo dito, no? So, sabi nila, hindi kami makikipag-negotiate until China recognizes the arbitration award. So, that's your ideal position. So, what is the walk-off point of the Philippines? It's the same as the ideal position. Saan ka nakakita na negotiation na your ideal position is the same as your bottom line? And nagturo ako ng international negotiations sa Maastricht University. This doesn't appear in our lesson at all because this is stupid and doesn't happen in reality. Ngayon, gusto mo ganun yung ideal position mo. Ano ngayon yung better alternative to a negotiated agreement? Eh, syempre, hindi mo makukuha yung ideal mo. So, paano mo makukuha yung ideal mo outside the concept of negotiation? Gera. Makukuha mo pa yung ideal position mo because of war? Look at Ukraine right now. Is it getting what it wants? No. Because its ideal position, it's the same as its bottom line position. Eh kung gusto mo pala na ganoon, na yung ideal mo, bottom line position mo rin, o di ganun din ang gagawin ng China. O kami rin. No? O paano kayo mag-uusap? Is negotiation possible? Na pag yung ideal position mo ay the same ng iyong walk-off point? No, because you don't have a zone of possible agreement. And negotiation is only possible if this is present. But, you know, yung mga intellectuals daw sa atin, tanggalin natin ang zone of possible agreement, but still, they expect that it will end peacefully. Para mga nagwelga, di ba? Utak NPA eh. Hindi namin nakuha ang gusto namin. Mag-aaklas kami. Maghihimagsik, pupunta ng bundok. Gera. O, ano nangyari sa mga NPA ngayon? Corn beef, di ba? Okay. So what do we do? Sabi nila, can we go back to previous slide? Malapit na ako matapos. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what do we do? Okay? Because the people, no, ini-interview ng mainstream media do not know what they're talking about. Okay? We don't negotiate based on position. We negotiate based on interests. Okay. Anong pinagkaiba nito? No? Kasi marami kasi sa mga Pilipino do not know how to negotiate. No? Ano ibig sabihin nito? Bibigyan ko ng madaling example, ha? Halimbawa ako ay galit ako sa kapitbahay ko dahil yung aso niya is tahol lang tahol tuwing natutulog ako. So my position is, patayin mo yung aso mo. That's my position. Eh yung kalaban mo, ang position niya, hindi ko papatayin yung aso ko. Is negotiation possible in that scenario? No. So what do? You go beyond the position, you know? You go beyond what you want to what you really need. Ano yung need ko talaga? Kung bakit gusto kong patayin mo aso niya? Because I want to sleep peacefully at night. Now, are there other solutions other than killing the dog? I can name a lot. You know, baka pwede namang i-train mo yung aso mo. Baka naman pwedeng, mag-negotiate tayo. Na pag weekend, sige, hayaan mo yung aso mo. Pero pag weekdays naman, is ilayo mo naman siya dito. Kuting, or baka pwede mong palitan na gawin mo na lang na kuting ng norte. So baka pwedeng gano'n, no? Maraming alternative. So ngayon ikaw, na dinidemandan, na patayin mo yung aso mo, hindi ka na doon naka-box in. Nandun ka na sa need. Pareho naman pala kami ng kagustuhan nito. Because positions are never reconcilable. That's basic in negotiations. Hello naman. Napakatipa, this is negotiation 101. No, this is negotiation level 1. Okay. So what do? We negotiate based on interest. Okay. Bakit? Kasi nga, doon mo makikita yung mutual interest mo. You can never have mutual position. Kaya nga kayo may conflict eh. Because your positions are not mutual. So, you want to move from a position na hindi kayo mutual to a position that you have mutual interest, and that is diplomacy. So, tanong sa akin, bakit may mutual interest ba dyan? Ganyan talaga ang China at Pilipinas. Well, ito lang yan, no? The South China Sea is the common sea of Asians. Because it's our common sea, matagal na natin ito pare-parehong ginagamit. We have common interest in terms of fishing. We have common interest in terms of the oil, energy, requirements. Kailangan nating mabuhay, no? We need them. Ngayon, bakit hindi natin ma-frame ito as a mutual interest? Because we are bargaining based on position. It is a winner-takes-all strategy if you bargain in terms of position. At sa winner-takes-all strategy, there are only two outcomes. Either you get everything or you get nothing. Ano po bang chance? Justice Carpio. At kung sino man dyan, no? Babes Romualdez. Na if we keep negotiating based on position, makukuha natin yung everything. And paano? Then dito sila sa ilalim. Ayun na nga. Baka kasi, kaya hindi natin makita ang ating mutual interest sa ating kapitbahay ay dahil may dayo na nakikialam. Diba? Mag-ano na tayo? Let's be frank about this. So, hindi ka po pwedeng pumunta ng negotiation na ideal position mo is the same as your bottom line position. At yan ang mali sa atin. Na paulit-ulit, inuulit-ulit ng mainstream media. Mag-interview naman kayo ng matalino. Diyos ko, Lord. Kita mo, nabanggit na rin naman ni Kamentong si Richard Hidarian, no? I'm so sorry, Richard, ha? Ilalaglag na kita, no? Noong 2019, nagdebate kami nito. Alam nyo naman, nagdebate kami niya, no? Siyempre, of course, leading to the debate is nag-uusap, in preparation, etc. Because we have mutual interest to elevate the discussion. Siya, mabait, ganyan. Sinabi pa naman sa akin, no? Alam mo, Sas, tama ka naman sa South China Sea arbitration. Huwag mo kung anuhin Hidarian, I have your voice message telling me that. Ba't hindi mo masabi sa publiko? You are intellectually dishonest. So we have to negotiate based on interest rather than position. We have a lot of common interests. Eh dito dinidiscuss sa mainstream media eh. And that it's achievable. Sabi nila, hindi raw achievable because the Constitution forbids it. Diyos ko, Diyos por santo, no? Why don't you pass a law and declare the West Philippine Sea a special economic zone? Tapos ang problema mo sa Constitution. Diba? May mga special economic zone tayo sa buong Pilipinas where we can be flexible about applying our economic laws and etc. And we even actually allow 100% ownership of mining now. Oh, bakit ayaw mo dito sa West Philippine Sea? What is so special about the West Philippine Sea that you cannot turn it into a special economic zone when in fact, the exclusive economic zone is not even part of your territory? And that is the truth of the matter. That there's no concept in international law na nagsasabi na the exclusive economic zone is part of your territory. Binibigyan mo nga, nagkakaroon ka nga ng special security zone sa United States within your territory. Diba? Okay, to end, can we, nabobore na yung mga tao. To end, last slide please. Next. Ito ay sinabi ni Harry Holkeri, no? Isa siyang sikat na Finnish diplomat, is very good in conflict resolution. If you come to a negotiation table saying you have the final truth, that you know nothing but the truth, and that is final, you will get nothing. Every businessman knows that. Ito, nandito si Peter, businessman to si Peter. Ikaw ba, Peter, pwede ka bang mag-negotiate? Sabi mo, gusto ko lang yung akin, 100 lang. Ay, di ba utak NPA yan? Maging utak kapitalista naman tayo. Di ba? Bigyan ko yun kayo ng example na magamit na natin itong whiteboard. Okay. So imagine, you have a joint exploration on oil. Okay? According to people I talk to in the government, pumapayag na nga yung China before kahit 70-30. 70 to the Philippines, 30 to them. Marami, ang dami nilang gustong proposal. Meron pa na, okay lang, kahit 60-40, gawin nyo rin kaming market kasi we also need the oil. Okay. Sabi natin doon muna tayo sa 60-40, no? Okay. China. PH. Of course, this is your share on equity, no? So, this is 60-40. Yung mga Pilipino, hindi mo pare kailangan 100 kami, ganyan. Utak NPA. Utak NPA yan. Utak NPA. Paano ang utak kapitalista? Paano? Nanonood ba kayo ng Dragon's Den? Di ba, paano ang utak kapitalista? Okay. Because you have a larger resources. Sige. Pagbibigyan kita sa 40. Sa amin yung 60. So, pag nakukuha ka na ng earnings, what do? You invest it. And then, you would be able to buy back, to buy their share. Di ba ganyan ang kapitalista? You buy them out. Di ba? This is why, negotiating based on position is bad. Dapat negotiating based on interest. Kasi kung based on interest, halimbawa, let's say ito kahit sa fisheries, joint fisheries, etc. Sabi mo, gusto mo pa rin, gusto ko pa rin ng more, di ba? And you can no longer get something more from this deal. So when you negotiate based on interest, the other party can offer value outside this one. The other party will ask you, bakit mo ba gusto yung oil? What do you need? Kasi we need to develop our country. Of course, the other party will ask, why? What do you need for your development? We need subways. We need hospitals. We need this. Ganyan. Kaya we need more money. But the other party can say, okay, what if this is my offer? Okay, I'm gonna, I want 50% of the share. But I will give you 3 hospitals. I will build you subway. I will build you speed train. Pero hindi, gusto talaga nila patayan, di ba? Utak, NPA. Oh, di ba? That's how a capitalist think. And China are good businessmen. Kaya nga sila yumaman within 40 years na natatameme na yung Amerika, di ba? Because the Chinese are good negotiators, no? Hindi mo talaga sila mababali-bali. Kaya kayo, kung yung mga diplomats natin ay hindi marunong, humanap kayo ng mas magaling sa kanila. Diba? Why do you need to keep on repeating the same mistake of the former diplomats by appointing them again and sila pa rin yung magagawa? And they never resolve it. My God, por Diyos por Santo, the South China Sea conflict is already 50 years from the perspective of the Philippines. The same approach. Until lang, nang nabago lang, mayroon tayong arbitration ruling. But that's nothing because the arbitration ruling is just justification for your position. So, nandun ka pa rin sa level ng position, kailangan you go deep to the interest. Pero kung gusto pa rin nila yung approach nila, pwede pa rin naman makapaghintay ang mga Pilipino ng another 50 years, di ba? Ayun ay kung hindi pa tayo, napatay, no? Or Ana, kung hindi pa tayo na ano yung sabi ni Basil Romualdez na lynch mob. Ganyan. So, di ba? Ano daw? Nauna ang gera. Ayun na nga, di ba? Kung mauna ang gera. Kasi nga, you have you have to bargain according to your actual capabilities. Kasi ang ginagawa ng mga ito, niloloko ang mga Pilipino. Sabi nila, may alliance kasi tayo sa United States. Dahil sa may alliance tayo sa United States, makukuha natin yung gusto natin. Ito na naman. NDT, okay. That's borrowed power. That's not your power. That's borrowed power. Okay. In business, borrowings are under which side of the ledger? Assets or liabilities? O, di ba? That's a liability. Okay. It's a liability, di ba? So for 50 years, we have this Kalayaan Island Group concept, no? Siyempre, hindi natin siya magamit kasi nga may dispute. Ayaw rin natin mag-enter ng joint development dahil gusto natin atin lahat. In business, what is a non-performing asset? Is it an asset or a liability? So what do? We turn the non-performing asset into a performing asset. How does a capitalist do that? They actually get a deal, no? That could actually make them better off. Right now, this is the amount we are getting, from this non-performing asset. And then we are spending how much in order to protect a non-performing asset. So nasa negative ka na, negative balance, di ba? Tapos gusto pa nila is mamatay pa tayo. Okay, so ilan ba yan? Let's say 100,000. Okay, so we will die 100,000 in order to protect 100,000 dead. Gaano ba katagal tong gerang ito? Ano bang envision nila? 2 years, 10 years? Sabihin natin 5 years. Okay, minus 5. So minus 5 years in your development as a nation. Matindi yung 5 years na yan, ha? And a lot of negative balance. So, paano ka ngayon mapupunta sa positive balance? Ito yung cost. So, mas mabuti na siguro na, okay, dahil ang ma-achieve ko lang ngayon ay 5, mas mabuti na ang 5 sa 0. Ngayon, kung maging mas malakas ako, I will just buy China back. Bakit hindi tayo magkaroon ng ganyang ambisyon? No? Yayaman din kami at bibili namin yung kinuha sa amin ng China. That's more civilized. That's more peaceful. That's how a capitalist think. Stop thinking like an NPA. Pinapatay nyo na nga yung mga NPA, pinalitan nyo naman yung pag-iisip nila. Eto na, eto na, ending. Okay. Bakit hindi nila ito maisip? Makinig ha. Makinig ka rin, Babes Romualdez. Para sa'yo to. Okay. Ito meron tayong tinatawag na principal-agent relationship. Okay. Principal. Agent. Okay? In our context, the principal is the Philippines. Okay? When I say the Philippines, the nation, it doesn't only include this generation. This includes the future generation ad infinitum. That's your principal. You don't only make a decision based on current generation. Your decision affects all generations. So yung agent, ito na yan, sina Tariela. Diba? Sina Romualdez. Okay. Carpio. Okay. You are just agents, no? You are just a historical actor with a specific historical context. You are not the Philippines. You are not our principal. Okay? We are your principal. And the future generation is your principal. And in thinking in terms of a nation, ewan ko ba kasi hindi tayo. Nation is invented in Europe, A nation is a transcendental concept. Ibig sabihin, it exists, you have to imagine it existing forever. Across time. That's why the ethic, the true patriotic ethic, is called intergenerational ethic. You cannot be patriot because of temporary feelings and passions. Ano yun? Emotions of patriots. You cannot make a rational decision based on emotions. Tanungin niyo yung mga asawa niyo, Romualdez, saka Tariela. Do you want them being emotional when you're making decision? No. So kayo, what is the interest of the principal. This generation and future generation, continued development, peace, order, modernization, industrialization, good education, jobs, etc., all those things. So what is the interest of the agents? Because that is the principal agent problem. Okay? Sometimes the agent's interests are not aligned with the interests of the principal. And that you create a principal agent problem. Okay? Kaya, bila ka narinig war, how much do you think the country would spend on war in terms of lives, in terms of misdevelopment? Okay? Parang hindi pa nagsawa yung mga Pilipino na nag-host sila ng World War II. Baka gusto pa nila World War III din yung i-host. Pero siguro palitan natin yung pag-iisip na yan ng mga utak pulbura, no? Maybe the right dream for the Filipinos is not to host World War III, but the Olympics. And you can only do that if you can develop your country with all the means possible. And you do that with with partnerships with countries that are devoted to your development and not to your destruction, because for them, the destruction of your country is a strategic move for them in order to weaken China militarily. And that's the truth of it. And I'm so sorry, Babes Romualdez, if I'm intellectually stupid. It just so happened that I am the little child in the emperor's new clothes who saw that the emperor is actually naked and that the swindlers are convincing the Filipino people that the emperor is actually wearing a golden robe. Thank you po.
Amazing lecture. Akala ko marami na akong alam sa binabasa sa news. Every time si Sas Rogando Sasot magsalita, enlightening and thought-provoking. Sa Tagalog, nagbibigay liwanag saka nakakapagpukaw ng pag-iisip. Sobrang galing. Thank you very much for your crash course on history, international diplomacy, and logical thinking, critical thinking. Thank you very much for reminding us, wag emotions, dapat logic.